Hello, Joe. Nice to have you with us here today for this short interview.
Tobias, nice to see you.
How are you today?
I'm good. I mean, it's only 11 o'clock and the wind's supposed to come up, so I'm going to be great. It's going to be a great day.
Awesome. So you've been riding with F4 since quite some time. Could you tell us a little bit about the story?
Yeah, so I don't know exactly the year they started making product, but it evolved from Formula windsurfing when it was difficult to get a good fin, and Chris and Al just started making their own fins in their garage. Matter of fact, I have one of the old ones right here. Old Formula fins. I hope you guys remember Formula fins. Nice and big, all carbon, super light, little flex tip. Anyway, it started with this, and I would say at least 12 to 15 years ago. And then they started making slalom fins because we were racing slalom too. So F4 was a real product a long time ago, making super nice, fully carbon fins, nice and light, all shapes, all sizes, very competitive. So Chris and Al are some of the best racers in the Bay Area. They're obviously amateur windsurfers and wind foilers and wingers now, but they are and they were at the top of their game still here in the Bay Area. Last year, Al won the Cal Cup race series, um, and we're all pretty competitive, that's for sure. So I fit in there somewhere, in the top five. It's hard to beat those guys. They're
Yeah.
super fast, super efficient. Um, but yeah, I mean, it started with fins, and that's how I mean, I've known them for over 30 years. These guys, so we've been going at it for that long, and
Right.
been a fun ride.
And so then you moved on to the race foil, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So in 2015, I finally got my first F4 high performance race foil. They were making kite foils at the time. You can see how short the fuselage is. This was a race foil, right?
Yeah.
I think 80 centimeter fuselages and 100 centimeter masts, all one piece. Actually, pretty light, but not super stiff. Um, and this foil kind of started the whole evolution of windsurf foiling and the need for stiffer masts over the years. And then our wings were pretty small. These were the wings we used at the time, and I think only like 70 centimeters as well. And it's ironic that these wings now are being used for slalom on the PWA. You know,
Yeah.
a modified version of this, but it's pretty close. So, you know, the evolution of the sport really took place all over the world, but very much so here with some of the developers and the designers like Mike Zychek and Steve Sylvester and Mike Percy from Berkeley and Mike Smith, who probably started it all here at Chrissy Field near the Golden Gate Bridge with Adam Dario. I might have been the third guy to start doing foiling at Chrissy Field near the Golden Gate Bridge. And then in 2016 in April, Antoine Albeau came, you know,
Yeah.
to San Francisco, and I wish I could share some of the photos and videos that we have of him, sailing 8-meter sails. I don't know what it was in 35 knots of winds under the Golden Gate Bridge. There's some beautiful pictures and videos that we all took of him while he was here, and he was testing foils, he was testing boards, and really, really involved in the development of the F4 foils. So I'm not so technical as I am just, give me the gear, I'll go ride it, I'll give you some feedback. So I'm definitely not involved in the design, but I do give them feedback, and stiffness in the mast was one of the first thing I said we needed. And I think now the new masts are definitely super stiff, right? This is
Yeah.
like, this is one of the ones from last year that they're still trying to get it this stiff. I'm keeping this forever. Nobody can get this one. But everything's for sale, as they say, right?
Yeah. So you moved on to doing quite a bit of winging now, as my understanding. And can you tell us a little bit about, you started off with the free race model?
Yeah. So my transition to winging happened in 2018. I got a wing finally from Slingshot and their V1 wing, and I went out there without any really knowledge of winging per se, other than what you can see on the internet, and got myself in trouble like on day one. I was thinking like a windsurfer. I didn't put a leash on my board, and I went out and fell. My first fall in the middle of the bay, my board just takes off. Anyway, after a pretty frantic swim to catch it, I did catch it. Thank God, nothing bad happened. But I started, yeah, I think this December of 2018, and haven't stopped since. And yeah, it's taken up a lot of my time. I'm pretty addicted to it. So um, I started actually on the race foil. After maybe a few months, I started on beginner wings, really big low aspect wings, prototypes that were made, but
Yeah.
they were working pretty good. But quickly after I developed enough skill to go back and forth, I went to the my windsurf race foil with the big 90 race wing, right? Super high aspect, right? With that mast that I showed you earlier, the big mast. So, and a super long fuselage, 100 centimeter fuselage, and it worked great. I mean, I was amazed, and I quickly got addicted to that feel for speed. Right. The only thing I was lacking is maneuverability, of course. Right. So, in time, we finally started going shorter and shorter with the fuselage, still using the same race wing, and it worked really amazing. I mean, I did all the conditions you can imagine, everything from the waves at Fort Point to going down to Treasure Island and back, and also doing Mavericks on this exact setup, the race setup. So if you have it, use it. It works, right? The only thing missing from that setup, these high aspect wings, is the glide and the pumpability, right? We all see guys pumping now, and we want to be able to pump without a wing, right? And take it out in the surf and go subfoiling as well. So you know, you're never happy, right? You always want something better. Then
Yeah.
comes along, you know, then comes along the new F4 full carbon aluminum fuselage free race. So I got my hands on that, and let me find the wing for that. The 10. Oh, where is it? Too many things, too many parts here. Oh, here it is. Buried under the F4 bag here. So here we go. All right, this guy, right? A little higher aspect than the race wing, right? This thing made a difference everywhere, right? I started being able to pump, really glide. Getting going wasn't a big problem at all. You need to be a little bit powered up to ride these high aspect wings. So it's not really a good beginner wing, right? A better beginner wing, of course, would be the 1400 or the 1720, I think it is,
Or even the 2000 wing.
or even a 2000. I mean, I definitely am not knocking big wings like that, because the game changer for me when I started really learning was a 2200 wing. So yeah, you know, definitely the bigger the better when you first learn. You can go in lighter winds. You'll get foiling quicker, so you can focus on controlled and all that stuff. But eventually you guys have all this to look forward to, and once you go high aspect, it's hard to go back, unless you're in the surf or whatnot. So I understand you're trying to learn to wing foil as well. How's it going with you, Tobias?
Well, it's still frozen here in Sweden, but I'm working on having the ice to melt away so we can get started.
Right, right, right.
But I actually got my 2000 aluminum set today
Oh,
delivered, so I'm very excited now.
very good, very good.
Yeah,
That's I look forward to hearing your progress or
yeah,
your
we'll share.
beginnings.
Yeah,
I hope you'll make some videos, right?
will do for sure. I will keep you posted.
Fantastic.
So you also have the 1400 wing, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
the 1400. I don't have it with me now because Al took it back the other day. Um, so I rode the 1400. It's a fantastic wing. My immediate feeling for it was just the only thing it was lacking was the speed that this wing was lacking. It has good glide, good pumpability. It actually gets going a lot sooner, so it's better for beginners and intermediates. Um, it's very surfy, and you need less wind, of course, to get it going. The wonderful thing about the F4s is that when you're learning or when you're getting going from a subplaning to a foiling situation, it has a tendency to right itself, to kind of level and want to fly level. It doesn't, it doesn't want to stall. Like a lot of brands that I've ridden in the past have a tendency to pop up and want to foil quickly, and then as a beginner it's tough to level it off. You have to increase speed and then it'll top off and then flatten out and fly. These wings have a tendency to allow you to just gradually get to that flying speed without going into that stall speed kind of situation that is hard to handle. So they're very manageable and super stable. I'm pretty impressed all around for sure.
all right, nice. So when would you be using like the 1050 instead of the 1400 if you go out? Like, what's the different condition you would prefer to use each wing?
Yeah, I think like in super surfy conditions where the swells aren't really fast moving, I would use the 1400 just to have a more glide in the short period swell and more maneuverability. Um, where I would always want to use this is where I am chasing fast moving swells. For example, here we're always chasing tanker wakes, and literally you can ride a tanker wake for 10 minutes if you're lucky and it's a steep enough wake, and they're big, 6 foot troughs with moving 20 knots, maybe not 20, 15 to 20 knots. uh, the wake is moving that fast, so you need something fast to stay with it, right? It's very hard to stay with it with a slow moving foil that tops out at 14 or so knots. So yeah, most of the time in the Bay Area when I'm going to Fort Point and I'm chasing some pretty big swells, it's better to have something like this for sure for the speed. And
Yeah,
the looseness and maneuverability really comes from the shorter fuselage and your stabilizer. So you have to experiment with all that, and that's what we're doing here. We're trying to find the sweet spots for all the different conditions. But yeah, it's hard to like go without all three wings, right? There's all so many different conditions that we have out there, and the beauty of the F4 setup is you buy the mast, you buy the fuselage, and you can adapt as many wings as you like on this fuselage. So you only need another front wing to really explore the other options. So yeah, it's a good system for sure.
so we got some videos of you riding this as well. Is that with the 1050 or the 1400?
The videos at Fort Point would definitely be the 1050. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, I've been doing this long enough that I'm a little spoiled. So I go with the faster wing most of the time. You know,
yeah.
and I haven't done a lot of like getting into surf with. I think when I start sup surfing in the season in next season again, I'll definitely be riding more the 1400. Um, but yeah, I like to sail powered up. I like to jump, so I need speed, and the 1050. this is what you have to look forward to. if you're
Right.
if you're just learning to wing, you know, this is definitely not what I recommend, but get one anyway before they run out.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining us today, Joe, and have a super nice day, and hope you get some nice riding out there today as well.
All right, Tobias, thank you, and we'll see you on the water.